Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, November 4th, 2024. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the weekly chart to show that last week, Monday, actually, we came close to testing this 3-month channel top that springs off the August low, 278.55 this week, all week long. I'll show you actually the daily chart, the same exact formation, 278.30 today, 278.55 all week long. We came close to testing it last Monday, and I'd mentioned following that that you should allow for the 210s over the next 3 to 5 weeks or so, and I'll get to that in a moment. And that is really, when you're testing a channel top and you know where the channel bottom is, I always use the word, allow or attainable, not clarified as an objective, but you have that as an actionable event, really. So yes, as you're pushing into channel resistance in the upper 270s, and if you're an options trader, for instance, you may consider reaching for a 210 or a 215 strike out of the money put. That doesn't expire for at least a couple of months on a 3 to 5 week play. In fact, this is what I see to the downside. We've got this channel structure. We've got the inside channel and the extreme channel at 209.74 to 215.58. And this area may be in reach by the end of November. And in fact, if we, as I said last week, close below this 3/8 Fibonacci, that is at 238.57, that is a static level. It doesn't change as long as the August low and the more recent high remain intact. I see this as a kind of a 2 to 3 week objective then if we were to close below 238.57. But until then, our 2 to 3 week time horizon is buying 238.57, whether that means you're covering a short position that you may have established a week or so ago, or whether you're just going long outright. I think it's a worthy trade. 238.57, you can buy that area in anticipation then of upward rotation back to the 278.30 channel top. That is the 2 to 3 week play. And the 2 to 3 week play right now to the downside, of course, is if we were to close below 238.57, you can anticipate the 209.74 to 215.58 region within 2 to 3 weeks. This lower area able to absorb a monthly selling pressures, possibly into Jan-Feb, as we could rotate higher off of this area. And so let's kind of look at the day itself. I have been mentioning for the last week how after testing, or I should say coming close to testing the 278.30 channel top, we put out a mini reversal that day. New high. Actually, we pushed through the July high by a bit. Closing negative on the day is a sign oftentimes of an overbought market. The very next day, Tuesday of last week, we closed below not only the low of the high, but back below this trend line that is now at 262.12, which I've reduced to an intraday resistance level. Now, for you 3 to 5 day swing traders, I do see a settlement above 262.12 as indicating 278.30 within about 3 to 5 days. But I don't think, especially for you aggressive traders, I don't think you have to wait for a settlement above 262.12. I think a settlement above 257.88 should be enough to shift our focus back into the bullish column as we move through the rest of the week and into next. Closing above 257.88, I see 3 to 5 day swing traders can go long into the upper 270s. Now, if you'd rather wait for a settlement above 262.12, I have no problem with that either. That's a safer bet, certainly. On an intraday basis, pushing through 257.88 should yield 262.12 intraday. And we could back away from here. And if obviously we then close below 257.88, we are still then anticipating this 238.57, a 3/8 Fibonacci, which is actually in reach today below 248.22. So let me break this down a little bit. We don't have it all on one page. 248.22, the downside scenario. That's a rising 1/3 speed line. We slipped below it just a little bit last Friday. And if we break or open below it today, that is Monday, 238.57 in reach today. 238.57 can absorb weekly selling pressures, as I say, and once tested, we can round back up to the 278.30 channel top within a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. If we do once again close below the 238.57 3/8 Fibonacci, then I'm expecting within 2 to 3 weeks, as I said earlier, the 209.74 to 215.58 area. So if we close below 238.57, no good reason to be long Tesla into later November. Expecting then the 210s. And if we do close below 238.57, you may consider reaching for 210, 220 strike out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a couple months. I would go on this 2 to 3 week play. Until then, 238.57 is a bottom picking zone near term. Near term for me is 2 to 3 weeks out. And from there, we can round back up to the 278.30 formation within about 2 to 3 weeks or so. Let's cover the upside one more time today. Selling 257.88 in anticipation, if we were to test it, in anticipation of another test of 248.22. I could have that channel top here. I probably should have. Inversely, you can buy 248.22 day traders and sell 257.88 day traders. 257.88, 3 to 5 day swing trade perhaps, sellable resistance, 3 to 5 day swing trade down to the 238.57 level with 248.22 kind of your pivot point inside of that. If we don't test 238.57 today following a break of 248.22, just know that if we close today below 248.22, we should tomorrow see 238.57, where we can bottom out for the week and once tested, round back up, as I say, to 278.30 within 2 to 3 weeks or so. One more time to the upside, and I think if we close above 257.88, that is a get long strategy through the rest of the week and into next, anticipating 278.30, where we could top out through November, fall away again from there. If you want to wait for a settlement above 262.12 before getting long, 3 to 5 day swing traders, then that is fine by me. On the way up, we do have 269.19. Just want you to point, just so you know that. Do I show it on the charts anywhere? I do not. But it is nothing more than the high settlement price that was put out a week ago last Friday. So a little over a week ago, our high settlement price was 269.19. If we close above 257.88, 269.19 is likely the very next day, I think. Within 2 days anyway. And as I say, a settlement above 257.88, 3 to 5 day buy signal 278.33. Until then, this is your 3 to 5 day sellable resistance in anticipation of our targeted 238.57, where we can bottom out for the week, possibly in a later November, round up into the upper 270s. But if we close below 238.57, then you should expect within 2 to 3 weeks the 210s, 209.74 to 215.58, where we could bottom out possibly through the rest of the year. I hope that all made sense. Let me cover one more thing, and that is to say that in the event over the next week, 2 or 3, we close above 278.30, I would expect the 310s, the upper 310s, 317.39 within about 3 to 5 weeks. And within a couple of months, and this is the weekly chart showing the exact same, within a couple of months of closing above 278.55, possibly by the end of the year, this 336.28, a nearly 2-year channel top anticipated. On the way up, we have that 318.93 formation, which I showed earlier on the a daily chart in the 317 area. This area is rising and converges by the end of the year with 336.28 anyway. So that's why I'm comfortable saying that if we were to close the week above 278.55, you can go long Tesla over the next couple of months into the mid 330s. Until then, our dynamic is really a two-sided one between 278.55 upside and the 209.74 to 215.58 area downside. That is the big picture play. That is the two-sided framework. Once again, selling 278.30 through November, anticipating the 210s within 3 to 5 weeks, perhaps make that 2 to 3 weeks with a settlement below 238.57. And I think that pretty much rounds it out. I just hit the 9-minute mark. I don't like to go 10. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. You can see our weekly stock picks, our daily triple Q and SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, etc., etc. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla. You have a great day.